Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Shelley DeLint, and my focus of my channel is to promote different towns and cities, smaller cities across Canada. And right now today, I'm actually in Edmonton, Alberta, and I'm in the northeast corner of Edmonton. And you know, the past couple of days, I've been driving all around the surrounding area and looking around the smaller towns and out on the little roads, you know, that lead all around to the farming communities and stuff. And, you know, one thing I can say, as I was going out around, you know, when we, as people, when we go into a grocery store, a lot of times we never think about where our food is really coming from. I mean, like, yeah, we kind of know in the back of our minds, but do we really think, you know, we're planning on what we're having for supper and stuff and everything, but we don't realize, I don't think sometimes, who is really doing the work behind all the food that we consume on a daily basis. And you know, as I'm looking around at the farmers, and I'm looking around at their property and their equipment and everything that they have, like, man, these guys are really, you know, into it, right? There's a lot of things go behind being a farmer, and I don't think that they really get the credit that's due, that they should have for providing everything that we are able to have on a daily basis. And if I was wearing a hat today, my hat would go off to all the farmers, not just here in Alberta, but throughout Canada and even throughout the world. You know, we're very fortunate because, you know, and here in Alberta, the farms, most of them, I guess, have been passed down through the generations, you know, from grandfather to father to son. And, you know, in today's world, a lot of times the sons or daughters, whatever, they're not really wanting to carry on the traditions of their fathers because they see that, you know, sometimes their father has put in back-breaking labor, and, you know, at the end of the day, what are they really getting for it? You know, you have, there's times when the weather is not cooperating. You may not have enough rain, or you get too much rain, or there's bugs and pestilence and all kinds of different scenarios. And of course, the market, whatever the market's being able to give out. So, you know, my hat goes off, like I said, if I have one to it. My most gratitude, surely, to all the farmers around not just Alberta, but around the world, you know, that go out and do so much every day to provide, you know, for people, right? You know, we really don't understand all that's involved in it. And I know you could say, well, you know what, we all have our jobs that we do. And yeah, truly we do. But I really think, you know, that the backbone of Canada and probably any other country in the world are the farmers that provide for us. Because, you know, if we didn't have the farmers providing for us, where would we really be? These days, most of us don't have those backyard gardens, right? You know, growing our own vegetables and stuff. Time don't really permit it sometimes. So, you know, we would be really hooped if we didn't have them. And so this brings me actually to where I am today in northeast Edmonton. As you can see behind me, there's a whole lot of houses, and I'm in an area which is called Cybecker. And this land, and you know, when I finish talking, I'll give you kind of an area, a view of it with the camera. But this area where I'm standing on was once prime farming land, okay? And, you know, as the city of Edmonton is growing out more and more on not only the east side, but the west side and south side and everywhere, and the population is growing, all the precious farmland that was is now being consumed for development, right? And for industry and stuff. And, you know, I really don't think that the planners around are really really thinking with their heads as to what's happening, because you know, here in Canada we have a population of 36 million plus, and I mean, yeah, for a country this size is probably relatively small compared to some other countries. I mean, we're not China with their 1.4 billion plus people, but you know, at the same token, precious farming land that we have, you know, like I said, the younger generation is not really wanting to be farmers these days. They're not really wanting to continue with the way their father is doing, and if they can get that money sometimes, you know, I understand, I really do, but you know, I think we have to really start protecting and getting behind our farmers here in Canada and supporting them. And you know, when we're going to the grocery stores, buying locally and buying things here in Canada, you know, and really protecting our industry, or protecting our farmlands here, right? And you know, I think the cities that are out there also, they need to also, the planners, they need to come up with better solutions as to taking up the farmland, because what's going to happen for our future generations that are out there, right? And you know, I've lived here in Alberta for 37 years, right? And I remember coming here to this area and it was all farmland, and now it's all residential, right? And even between Edmonton and Calgary, it's almost like the cities are almost merging, because the farmland is being taken up, and it was all priced farmland, right? And you know, for raising either barley and wheat and all the different things that they grow. And you know, I really think cities, their planners, you know, you really got to watch what you're doing, because you're going to really throw Canada for a hoop one day. And also, you know, when you're going out around, as I've been going out around, some of the smaller communities, and I mean, I'm not against anyone, okay, having some land and having a nice home and all that, but when you see sections being sold off, which is really prime farming land, and it's all for these big houses that are going on the properties, and you know, they're sitting on maybe a couple acres, and this house is sticking out in the middle of it, okay? And all around there's other houses around, and I kind of think it's disgusting, because we really need this land for farming and for our children in the future. And you know, this is my rant for today. I'm sorry, but I'm just passionate about this, because I think we're really going down a road that we're not going to be able to get ourselves out of, okay? And it's time for people to wake up. It's time for the politicians, whether it's federally or provincially or in our cities, to wake up as to really what's happening. And like I said, we really need to get behind our farmers and promote them. And yeah. So anyway, I thank you for watching my rant today. You know, we do have a beautiful country here in Canada. I'm going to show you just a few little pictures. I'm not going to take up a long time. So I thank you for watching. I pray that you have a great day. And yeah, get behind our Canadian farmers. Like, you know, they really need you. And God bless to each and every one. And I hope that you have a great day.